Hey y'all, hey, back again here with another video. Okay, so I know that y'all have seen me mention that I have a rare neurological disorder. Um, and I did post a shorts video today where I talked about it and some of the things that I experienced from it. But I'm gonna give y'all a more in-depth kind of like storyline and like description of like what I go through. Could be like on a daily, could be like every other day. It could be like small, not so bad, and then it could be like we're good for a month or two, and then boom, hell breaks loose, right? So, March 18th of 2024, we were having like a normal day here at home. Um, we, we kind of got into like a small disagreement on like just like something that we wanted to do. Like, babe wanted to do something, but then I didn't want to do it, and then like I wanted to do something different, and then he didn't want to do it. So then like we got, some relationships, everything's not perfect, but like you kind of like some people are like, get into like small little like tips or whatever. So like that happened like earlier in the day. Everything went smooth. We worked it out and everything. The the rest of that day went good. So it was like around 8:30. We were trying to like get the kids wound down, get them, baths, and then I think it was ready for school because March kids are in school. So babe's like, oh, babe, can you get Rain some bacon? Can you make up some bacon? Because Rain, our little guy, has autism, and he only eats like a small selection of food. So it'd be like pancakes, pizza, well, pre-made pancakes from the store, like what is it called, Lego My Eggo or something, like pancakes. He'll eat like pre-cooked bacon that's already like in the freezer section at the store. He'll eat like strawberries, grapes. He used to eat like cut up little apple slices and little bites. He'll eat like hard potato chips, like wavy Lay's potato chips. He used to eat like cheese Doritos, but he's like not into those anymore. So anyway, he has like a small selection of food that he likes to eat. So bacon is one. So babe's like, babe, can you get Rain some bacon? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I get the bacon out the out of the freezer. I place it on the stove, and then I reach in the cabinet, which the cabinet is like, this is the stove, this is the cabinet. So I reach up to get a plate so I could put the bacon on and put it in a microwave, heat it up for Rain. He was like getting Rain up to go take a bath, and then he was going to do Gianna, and then he's going to do the two older boys, and then that was going to be it. So like as I'm getting the plate, after I put the bacon down, I'm like, I feel so weird. And like my hands felt like tingly, and it felt like the room was spinning around me. And I just felt weird. And I'm like, and my skin was feeling like, I don't know if it's like scaly, but it's like you want to scratch it just like a little bit. It felt weird. So I started feeling weird. Um, and then I get the plate, I set it down, and I go to open the bacon, but then I'm like, wow, I really need to sit down. So I guess Babe was watching me. I didn't know he was watching me, but he had Gianna in his arms, and he was like on his way up, and then he's like, "Babe, are you okay?" I was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I just feel a little weird." And then I was like, "Wait, I need to sit down." So then like I tried to go sit down, and I fell, like I collapsed on the ground. So then he like puts Gianna down. He tells the older kids, everybody calm down, help the little ones, which is Gianna and Rain. So he's like, so the older boys are like trying to contain the little ones, the little kids. And then he like literally picks me up under my arm, and then like kind of like drags me to the couch because I'm heavy. And then he tries to put me up on the couch. So then, like, he's able to get me up on the couch. I'm kind of slouching a little bit with my legs. I wasn't properly positioned. So, like, I was slouched in, like, a slouch position. And the rest of my body was, like, still, like, hanging off. And then I tried to get up. And I felt like my body was heavy and I couldn't move it. I couldn't, like, sit up on my own. So then he, like, helps me sit up, and then, like, all of a sudden I start to get anxious. I'm like, should I move? Should I walk? Like, should I sit down? Like, I don't know what to do. So then my instinct was like, get up, walk around, like, shake it off. So I get up to go, like, walk, and then I fell to the ground again. And then, like, he put me back on the couch, and then I'm slouched there. I'm like, I feel so weird. Like, my whole left side just got numb and tingly. I couldn't feel it. And then all of a sudden, my face drooped to the side and my tongue started to stick out. And when my face drooped, he looked at me. He was like, what the heck is going on? And I'm like, I'm having a stroke. I'm having a stroke, you know. So then he's like, oh, shoot. Yeah, that's right. A stroke. You're right. You're right. And then, so he's like, he tells Dontrell, my older son, get the phone, get the phone. I need to call 911. And then, so he, like, called in 911 or whatever. Because, like, I never had this happen before. I thought, like, I was feeling sick, and then, like, I was going to, like, just sit down and whatever. Because I've had times where I went to the ER, and I'm in and out the ER, like, and they're like, oh, yeah, you're fine. Typical ER visit, right? And a lot of physicians dismiss patients. They, oh, yeah, you're fine. Nothing's wrong with you. And then they look at you like a ER hopper type of person. So anyway, I was always the ones at the doctor, in the ER, at the doctor, in the, you know, stuff like that. So I'm thinking, like, nothing is coming out of this. It's just probably some stuff I got to get over. Well, that happened. He's calling 911. The kids is scared and stuff because they see my mouth. So then the person on the 911's like, have her say, the early bird catches the worm. And I'm like, oh, and then, like, they're like, okay, like, well, she can't talk. So then, like, my mouth started drooping worse, and then my tongue started sticking out, and we couldn't put my tongue back in. And then I started to become, like, unaware, like I couldn't hear nothing. And then, like, EMS gets there, they put the cup on, they put the little oxygen thing on my finger and stuff like that. And then, like, they were trying to get me to talk and stuff, and I couldn't. So they put me in the back because they didn't know what was wrong with me. And then I heard them say, oh, we're going to call stroke code. So they, like, calling out to the house, you know, in the EMS, in the back of the paramedics van, they usually call out to whatever hospital is, like, near in the area. So they calling out to the hospital, blah, 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 blah. And then they're like, we got a patient. And then they tell them, like, you know, like, your age and date of birth and stuff. And then they'll talk about the vital signs. So they're, like, telling them, but, like, I just don't really remember. I just remember him calling, I'm being taken out, and then next thing I know, I'm being put in, like, a CT machine, and they're like trying to figure out what's wrong with me. And then I'm like, what's wrong with me, what happened? I'm scared, I don't know what happened. And they're like, we're trying to figure that out for you. And I'm like, okay. And they telling me to lay still so they can get the scan and stuff, and, you know, get the proper, like, scans of the brain and whatever. So then I'm getting put in triage in a room or whatever. Obviously, I'm in, like, one of their more, like, intensive rooms in the ER, trauma rooms or whatever they call it. So then, like, next thing I know, they're, like, admitting me. And then I stayed there for, like, a whole day and then another whole day. So then it was about to be, like, the third whole day, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. They told me I couldn't eat regular food. I had to have a liquid diet because of my speech. They a speech therapist came in and was like, oh, say this, say that, and said I couldn't do it. So I was having, like, seizures or whatever, and they thinking, like, and then, like, my face would contort to the side, like, sag to the side. So then, like, every time that would happen, they would call, like, a stroke code or whatever. If there was a nurse in the room, they would say, I'm having a stroke or whatever. But then, like, this one nurse, she happened to come on shift, and then she was like, oh, that's pseudo. She's not having a stroke. That's called a pseudo seizure or whatever. And then I hear her saying pseudo seizure. So when I snap out of it and all the staff members was like out of my room and stuff, I looked up what that meant. But before I get to that part, I'm gonna go back. She's like, "Oh, it's a pseudo seizure and blah blah blah," and they're like, "What's that?" And then she's like telling them what it is, and then like as soon as she said that, like nobody, they all stopped helping me. They like walked out the room. Like it was like complete dismissal of like my care or whatever. Um, and then so I look up what that meant, and it's like, so with regular seizures, they're called like epilepsy. And I actually found out from a different hospital after getting in the hospital all these times or whatever, that like there's like all different types of seizures. Like I don't know, she's like 50 different types or something, but like they did all the scans and stuff, didn't see no seizure activity in the brain. Mind you, when I was little, I did have something happen to me. I don't know if I was born with like hydrocephalus or something like that, but something happened or something. There was something I could have been born with, where I had like my head was big. My family just said my head was big and square, not square, but like big, and you could see all my veins in my head, and my eyes were small, and my nose was like tiny and everything like that. So my head was big. It was bigger than my body. I couldn't even sit up or I'll fall over. Um, my parents would take me to the doctors and like they didn't know what was wrong with me and stuff. But then like I finally started having seizures, running into the walls and stuff. So then I went to the hospital when I was a baby, and then they did a couple of surgeries on my brain or whatever, or my head or something like that. Don't know what they did. That was 20 plus years ago, like 25 plus years ago. So I was like little. I don't even know what happened. There's like my records on what happened to me is like completely gone. Like I guess they trash your records after some time. They'll like discard of it because they can't keep them forever. So that's just like a small back history. But the scans didn't show no seizures. This nurse told all the other staff, "Oh, it's a pseudo seizure," and then like everybody walks out the room. No one comes to my aid anymore. And when I'm having these, they know I have it, and then they just like they don't like come to my aid like they used to before the nurse said that. So then, like, I guess the neurologist was down on a lower level looking at my scans and stuff. She didn't see nothing. So third day comes around and I'm like, all right, I've been in this hospital. I can't eat no food. It's disgusting. Liquid diet is disgusting because my speech was bad and they thought I was going to choke. So I couldn't eat regular food. It was just awful. I didn't want to be there. I hated the needle in my arm. I hate when I have to sit in the hospital bed and there's a needle in my arm and I can barely bend it, or I feel like there's poking in my arm. So I wanted to leave. So I asked to leave, and they gave me my discharge papers. And on the discharge papers, it said conversion disorder. So I'm looking up what conversion disorder is. And basically, since they didn't find no seizures or nothing in my brain, they came up with conversion disorder. Um, so basically, they consider conversion disorder a mental health thing because it falls between physiological and neurological, and neuro is your brain, and so they think that it's like they call, first off, pseudo seizure is basically saying that my seizure is not real. And that's not true because what I experienced is real. It's actually real. It's actually happening. If you were to see it, you would be freaked out. Um, it let's see. And then another term is like psychogenic non-epileptic seizure, or just a seizure, or they call it an episode. That's what they say, but we call it a non-epileptic seizure because that's that's like one of the newer medical terms they're using. Like no one walks around in my community saying pseudo seizure or pseudo. They don't use the word pseudo because it's offensive. Because you're saying that what I'm experiencing is not real. And then the terminology conversion disorder is what doctors would use like 10 years ago, back when they didn't really know much about my condition. They use that term to dismiss patients, to make them seem like they're cuckoo in the head, because you can't find anything on an MRI, a CT, or EEG, right? So since scientifically there's nothing there, they think we're crazy. So basically, my seizures, it could be like stress related. People try to say it's based on trauma, but like people I've met in these groups that I follow on Facebook, a lot of them have had like different things happen, working, and then all of a sudden they get sick. A lot of us have had COVID. A lot of us have had vaccines and the boosters. Some have had just COVID and didn't get vaccinated, period. Some have had like tick-borne illnesses. Like I got Rocky Mountain spotted fever last year in the summer, way before my, no, actually not last, yeah, not last year, but in 2022, I got, no, 2020, was it 2022? Yeah, in 2023, I mean, I got a tick bite. It was probably going to all them football practices and games for my kids and sitting in the grass and stuff, or walking through the woods one day when I had to go look for my son. He was playing in the woods with his friends from school. They went back in the woods pretty far and I had to go look for him. But like somehow I got a tick bite. And so then I started feeling weird. So I got tested and it kept coming back like not negative, but not positive. So I kept having to get poked again. So then I went to like this infectious disease person, like an hour away from me. And he's like, oh yeah, you got Rocky Mountain spotted fever. And I'm like, what the heck is that? So basically it's another form of a tick-borne illness. That's actually pretty rare to get that because most people get Lyme disease. But what my tick-borne illness was Rocky Mountain spotted fever. It's also known as RMSF. So just in case you guys never heard of it, but that tick-borne illness was pretty rare, to be diagnosed with. So I feel like I'm a pretty rare person. But with this condition, these doctors they're not looking deep into the research. If they can't find nothing, they say, oh, um, you know, this my condition. So how I got the more updated term functional neurological disorder, that's the new term for it. It's not called conversion disorder anymore. But I got that when I went down to Baltimore for a second opinion at Johns Hopkins. Man, I was out of Johns Hopkins not even an hour. We was in and out within an hour of getting there. And we drove like 2.5 hours to get there. So I was pretty pissed because Johns Hopkins, like, isn't that supposed to be a world, or honestly, like a world renowned hospital or like a nationwide renowned hospital? Like everybody knows what Johns Hopkins is. They're a research hospital. They find out cures and stuff like that for different diseases and stuff. Just like the Mayo Clinic is pretty renowned, right? So I was kind of taken back by how I was on my way just as quick as I got there, right? So basically, I have my days with this condition because it's called functional neurological disorder. And so it is listed in the mental health category because it's between physiological and neurological, right? So since there's a neurological portion of it, they're saying it's in your head. It's all in your head, It's being manifested in your head, right? Which I don't think that's necessarily true, but I do have my days, and then being on YouTube, feeling like I have to post every day. I'm like today, I'm just worn out. I'm just tired. I don't want to do it anymore, honestly. Like, and then my views haven't been right. My subscribers haven't been right. So, it's definitely discouraging. Today I feel so sick to my stomach, like I'm gonna throw up. My head is hurting so bad. I woke up today with chronic pain. That's one of the side effects from this is chronic pain. I have seizures, or like medical people like to call it seizure-like activity, or pseudo seizure, or episode, or psychogenic non-epileptic seizure. So like that's all the same thing, except for pseudo. I don't condone pseudo because it's not pseudo. It's very real. So that's what I have, are non-epileptic seizures. So we just go by the term seizures or non-epileptic seizures in my house because what I'm experiencing is real and it puts me down. Some days I can't walk, some days I can't talk, some days I stutter a lot, some days I have chronic pain from so many seizures back to back. Some days, like the seizures are like clusters, like boom, a seizure, boom, boom, another seizure, boom, boom, boom. So if I'm having seizure back to back, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm not gonna be able to walk. My speech is gonna be off. I'm gonna be experiencing some blindness, or could experience blindness, because you can experience being paralyzed, um, not being able to walk, or your gait being off, like the way you walk could be weird. You can experience, like I said, blindness, speech problems, or you won't be able to talk at all. Um, Definitely mobility issues. Caring for myself on those days, I would need to have somebody help me, because recently over the holidays, I've had them real bad to where I was crawling on the ground because I couldn't even sit up straight. So I was crawling on my hands and knees, dragging my body to like the bathroom, or dragging my body to the bed, or getting in and out of, and I couldn't be downstairs with the kids because I couldn't help. I was just in the way. So I had to stay in my room because of my condition. So when you guys see me on YouTube, those are some of my good days. Or let's say I have a good couple hours of the day, so I'll take advantage of that time and make videos. But living with this condition has definitely changed my life. I wish I never had it. I wish it never happened to me. Some days I get sad and I cry at times, because it's like, why me? I'm just tired of going through stuff. I just want to live. I want to be comfortable. I want to be at peace. I shouldn't have to always be in fight or flight mode, or always have to worry about something, or always have to be going through something, or jumping a hurdle, or coming up on a roadblock of some sort that I have to get around. I just feel like, when is it the storm gonna be over? Cause I wanna live my best life, man. I want my YouTube channel to grow. I want to have a plaque on my wall. I'm sure that's what all content creators want, is some type of award, or a plaque, or money, or a nice house, or a car, or just the fact to make money to where you don't have to worry about your bills or stuff like that. That's what I want. I want a peaceful life. I just want to live my life. I'm tired of going through stuff. And so when I got hit with this last year, that was definitely another like punch to the gut for me, because I was like on the roll. I was like on my way to being a flight attendant, and like days away from having my chance at going to training and passing training, and working on an airplane. That's something that people most likely will not do. And that's kind of a rare career as well. But I think God kind of knew things were going to hit the fan for me. So I think that's kind of why I wasn't able to take the position at the time that it was given to me, and I earned it. So, but I'm just wishing that this never happened to me. But I definitely try to stay positive. Try not to show my emotions, on my videos. Some days y'all see me where I'm looking at the camera, or sometimes I'll forget. Like, some days my body is just off, my balance is off. I definitely feel like more shakier now. I'm not as jello as I used to be. I like to say slinky or jello, because like some people can like really move their body to the beat of the song, or move to the rhythm of the dance, and I can't sometimes do that. And so when people say, "Oh, you did the dance wrong," or she looked weird or something, it's because of my condition. And I'm doing the best that I can, and I want to do something that I can enjoy. But I want to make a career out of YouTube, but it's definitely hard. I don't know what the hell the algorithms is doing to me, but it's constantly going up and down with my subscribers and my views. They like took like 30 some subscribers today from me, which is like ridiculous. But it's definitely a struggle for me. It's not easy. I feel like my body is sensitive. Like if I get on my little walking pad that I got for Christmas, I could have a seizure. Or if I go out on a long walk and the heat is too bad, I could have a seizure. Or if I'm too cold, I could have a seizure. Or if there's just like a lot going on and I feel overwhelmed, that could be like a stress trigger for me. So I feel like I thought I was a tough person. I thought I could just take on the world, but I guess not. My body says otherwise. But I'm definitely fighting daily to get through it. And, rocking it out with a smile on my face. But I just want to say thank y'all so much for watching this video. I'm sorry it's going on too long. I don't want to make it too much longer than what y'all have been watching. Hopefully y'all will watch to the end. But yeah, thank y'all for watching my video. Please pray for me. I appreciate all the prayers that I can get. All the prayers that I can get. Don't forget, guys, drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn the post notification bell on so that y'all always know what I'm doing over here on my channel. And until I see y'all again on another one, bye.